Hi guys, and welcome to Magic. In this tutorial I am going to create a chat client in 5 minutes using WebSockets, SignalR, Magic, Hyperlambda and Angular. Now I already have Magic up running here using the Docker Compose files. You can see it here, which is going to be important because I'm going to be using Hyper IDE later down this tutorial. However, first we need to create a new Angular application. Copy this part here at the top, ng space new space chat. Then open up a new terminal window. Go to wherever you want your app to exist. I have a folder here called tutorials, and I'm just going to paste in my ng space new space chat here. This will ask you if you want to use routing. I'm going to say no, and then I'm going to be using SCSS. Then this process will take some time because it needs to download all the Angular packages and things. When your Angular application is done and it's created, you can type cd chat to change directory into your Angular application, and then you can have a look at the files. At this point I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code. I have the terminal integration with the Visual Studio Code, so I can just type code space / and this will start Visual Studio Code automatically for me. Then I'm just going to close this getting started guy, and then I'm going to open a new terminal window here, and then from here, just close this guy, I'm just going to type npm link. This will also take some time. When npm link is done, let's go back to the tutorial. Then what you want to do is to install the Angular front-end bindings for SignalR. You can copy this line of code here and paste it into your terminal window here like this. And now we can serve our Angular front-end. It's important that we serve it over port 4201. Because 4200 is already busy serving our Magic dashboard. Then when Angular is done compiling our app and serving it, we can actually already open the app and we can have a look at it here. I'm going to open it in a different window. Now all of these UI parts here we are going to remove, and we're going to replace with this code. This is the entirety of the HTML for our app. I want to emphasize it's not a very beautiful app. But if you want to add a nicer UI, feel free to go for it. Now this thing is going to end up inside of the source folder, app component HTML bugger here. Then we're simply going to delete all of its existing content and paste in this HTML code. Then if we go back to the tutorial, and by the way there's a link yet again in the description of this YouTube video to where you can find these codes. Then we are going to copy the TypeScript code and we're going to open up the app.component.ts file. Important, make sure you don't open the spec.ts file. Just delete all of its existing content and paste in whatever you have on your clipboard now. And then we will need to import the forms module. Copy this part here and open up the, let me see if I can find it, app.module.ts, delete its existing code, paste in whatever you have on your clipboard, and we are done. We can now save all our files unless you have autosave turned on. At which point, if we switch back to the browser and we check out our chat app as it is being hopefully rebuilt and refreshed, it will resemble something like this. Now, One thing here, if you open up your console window, as I told you, I am using the Docker Compose images. So I'm going to have to change the root URL here in my TypeScript code in the app.component.ts file. And I'm going to have to change this 55247 to 4444, then save the file. Now, when it is done rebuilding, you will see it's actually connected over a WebSocket connection to my backend. Now, of course, if I try to simply write something, hello world, into this guy and click submit, then of course an error is going to occur. The reasons for that is because the send method here that is invoked as the button is being clicked, it will execute this URL towards my backend server, and this URL currently does not exist as a socket connection endpoint. So I'm going to have to create my endpoints, and the way I do that is actually by copying this guy here, add-chat.socket.hl, and then go back to my magic thing here. You need to open up Magic on localhost colon 5555 or 4200, depending upon whether or not you're using the Docker images. Then log in, choose IDE, click the modules folder. You need to do this in the exact same order as I am doing things now. Then click new, then click folder, then type in tutorials, click create. This creates a new folder for you. Click the tutorials folder, click new, and then type in, I have it on my clipboard, add-chat.socket.hl. It needs to have this exact name. The name of Hyperlambda files are semantic in Magic. Then click create, then go back here to the tutorial and simply copy and paste this code. Go back to your add-chat.socket.hl file, paste it in and save it. Now if we go back to our chat window and we actually clear our errors here, Thomas Hansen was here, and we submit it, ta-da, Thomas Hansen was here, and this was cool. And of course the whole objective with SignalR is to have a bidirectional socket pushing data from the server to subscribers, client subscribers, as data is available. So let me copy this URL and demonstrate that concept using a new window here. Now if I add something, hello, this is Thomas number 2, and I click submit, watch carefully down here now. Boom, immediately. Why? Because I now have a bidirectional socket connection allowing an infinite amount of users to chat in real time. And I'm going to be walking through the code. Let me just demonstrate it a little bit first. Yo, this is chat content, etc. And of course I can do it the other way around. I can add stuff in this guy instead. Hola, senor. Watch here now. Boom. And the way the code actually works, let's have a look at the code to kind of like try to understand it. Now there are two basic parts of this chat client. The first one obviously being its Angular code. Okay, so let's look at the Angular code. First up here, it's importing all the relevant Angular classes, which are exported from this particular package, which we installed before we open Visual Studio Code. Then this guy, I guess we can just delete. The important part here is the ng on init, which is an interface we've implemented here. And here it's its interface implementation. Here we are creating a new hub connection builder with this particular URL, and then we are starting it. And then we are telling this particular hub connection that we want to subscribe to messages having the name chat.new-message. If we now go back to Visual hyper ID, and we look at the hyper lambda code we have running on the server, you will see that it signals chat.new message. This becomes a message reference, implying that every single time this hyper lambda code executes, it will transfer the data we're passing into it into this callback in Angular. At which point we only need to parse this because it's a string, so we parse it as JSON, then we extract its message argument, and we append it to this.content, which of course is the thing that is data bound towards the second text areas ng model part here. You can see content. So basically when this line of code executes, boom, this code part in our Angular file executes immediately afterwards, passing in the message to all of our front ends. And as you can see, chat.new-message, chat.new-message, which of course is important and a crucial part of the point here. And that's it. As you can see here in our Angular code, we're first connecting and we're subscribing to chat.new-messages. Then of course house cleaning is important, so we have implemented onDestroy here, where we are stopping the hub connection, basically stopping the WebSocket. Then you can see here in the send, which is the callback for our button here, submit button, invokes send here. You see that we use our hub connection to invoke the execute method, passing in this URL. And that's important because if you look at this part here, /tutorials/add-chat, then it actually resembles the name of our file. Here you see /tutorials/add-chat, because what the backend endpoint resolver actually does is that it simply adds .socket.hl, then it passes in the arguments, transforms them to JSON, and then transforms them to Lambda nodes, and passes in the arguments and executes this file. So this allows you to dynamically resolve quote-unquote URLs, if you wish, using hubconnection.invoke with the execute method, allowing you to dynamically execute hyperlambda files as you see fit through your front-end Angular SignalR wrappers. And that's basically it. Hola, señorita. Boom. Hola, señorita. Anyways, that was it. Thank you for watching. Yet again, there's a link in the description of this YouTube video leading you to this page where I found all of the code and where I also walked through the code with texts. It's an article. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.